What if I told you your business was alive and it was ready to speak to you? It has a voice of its own and it is a living, breathing entity that is so excited to connect with you. What if your business and you were in co-creation together to bring to life all of the incredible ideas that you have and also all the things that you don't have to do on your own? In this episode, this is actually a replay of an Instagram Live that I did, but I thought it was so beautiful and incredible. And with the comments that I had gotten and just the energy that I felt sharing this live, I felt like it needed to be an episode here as well on the podcast. So you're going to hear me break down what an activated business means to me and what it means to not be led by your ego or wounded masculine strategies or feel like you're in it all on your own, but actually leave room to listen to what your business has in store for you and how your business is also here to guide you towards its highest purpose with you, in co-creation with you, so that you are not acting out of fear or scarcity or buying into the belief that you've got to have it all figured out, because you don't. You get to lead with abundance, with service, integrity, and intuitive-led decisions, and really listen to what the spirit of your business has to say to you. If you're excited about this, keep listening. Let's dive right in. I'm your host, Tiffany Chung, your go-to for all things marketing, mindset, and manifestation. I grew my online business from 0 to beyond 6 figures in 8 months. My purpose is to empower women to step into the highest, most aligned versions of themselves. If you are ready to take charge of your life, learn how to design a wildly successful business, and leave limiting beliefs behind, you've come to the right place. You will learn the actionable tips and step-by-step strategies on money, manifestation, and social media. It's time to step into your role as boss, to raise your vibration and tap into your unlimited potential today. Welcome to the Social Reset Podcast. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday, Grand Rising. Actually, no, it's afternoon, but to me, it's still Grand Rising. I had an idea for this live, kind of an idea. It will take form as it will. As you know, I don't plan anything and I don't plan these lives, so we'll see what ends up coming out and what the universe just channels through me. So I'm excited. All right. I really want to talk about the spirit of your business. And I want to talk about what this means, because I think that it is a different way of viewing business. And I think it's a different way of approaching business building as an entrepreneur and as a CEO. So let's talk about what the spirit of your business means. I truly believe that everybody's business is a living, breathing entity, right? I think this is like, when you first hear that, I think it sounds incredibly insane. And I think that it has to be, because all of the best ideas are. But I think that if you look at it and if you look at building a business in a way where you are able to co-create something with other people, and you're able to co-create something, like say you had a business partner, right? And you were together building a business, and together you were able to work towards this ultimate transformation, and you were able to listen to the person that you're building a business with, right? So I'm taking this as an invitation, or I'm allowing this to be an invitation for you to recognize what that might look like for you inside your business. If your business was alive and if it had something to say to you, what would it say? Like, what are the things that your business would share with you if it had a voice, which I believe it does have a voice? Then, of course, you're open to believing whatever it is that you want to believe about your business and otherwise. But if you were able to sit with it and you were able to listen and tune in to the same frequency that your business is at, and also where you want it to be, what would that look like for you? What would come up for you? What are some things that it would say to you? What are some ideas that it would have with you? And I think the thing that I see a lot in this society and culture specifically, because a lot of the ideals that we go into business with are very wounded masculine tactics and strategies and energies, where it is a lot of hustle, it is a lot of hard work, right? It is a lot of burning ourselves out and not taking time for ourselves. And I talk a lot about divine masculine and divine feminine, because obviously there has to be action, there has to be the law of action in order to put things into motion. But also it should stem from this place of embodiment, right? So it isn't just action for the sake of taking action, or just random action, or just action because you feel like you need to be doing something to get something done. It is action that comes from an embodied, intuitive place, because you're sitting with that first and you feel so called to take inspired action that the action ends up being the thing that drives you forward rather than driving you into the ground. So that's what I mean by having divine feminine energy as well as divine masculine energy, and just creating a sacred union of the both, which is what an activated business means to me, right? I use the word activation a lot. I've named myself the business activation coach, and all activation means to me, in the way that I understand it, is that you're incorporating both feminine and masculine energies in order to build a business that feels good to you. That's it. An activated business is a business that just feels good to you. You wake up every single day and you're excited to work on your business. You acknowledge that your business is something that you are building that is simultaneously outside of you, but also within you at the same time, right? It's something that you feel called to expand because you are an expansive being in yourself, and that you are infinite within yourself, and that you recognize that you're making intuitive decisions, and that you ground yourself in order to make and listen to those intuitive decisions every single day. And you make those decisions in integrity 100% of the time. That's what an activated business means to me. So for me, it's being able to listen to what that feels like, and leading with love and leading with service, and making sure that everything that you do is infused with your brand values, and it is infused with the very core of why you built this business to begin with. And here's a funny story. I was talking to a friend yesterday who was asking me about some of the tattoos that I had, and it didn't click until we were having this conversation, and he was talking about it, and he was saying the same thing with some of his tattoos. And it was just funny to me because I didn't think that a lot of people would understand this, but like, he was asking me why I had gotten a snake, and I also have a couple of other things. I have a dragon, I've gotten a scorpion, right? I have peonies like all over. And I think that with tattoos, people expect it to have like this deep, inner, beautiful meaning. And I just never believed in that. I mean, I have my daughter's name here. This is like, you know, obviously very like significant to me emotionally. But also I didn't feel like you needed to have a tattoo, every single tattoo, to have a deep, significant meaning. I was just like, if you want something on your body, you go and fucking get it. That's just the way that I view it. So anyway, I got this snake and I didn't know why. I just wanted it, right? I just wanted it on my hand. I was like, I just want it. And then I just wanted the dragon because I just wanted it. So I got them, right? And I got them tattooed on my body. And it wasn't until recently that I discovered the meanings of why I got them. And it wouldn't have made sense when I got them. And I'm not saying that this was a bad decision or I should have thought through this decision. Like, I made the decision that I made and I'm happy with my decisions and my tattoos. But it was just so funny that the significance of the snake, the significance of the dragon, the significance of the peony came to me after I did the thing. I'm not going and saying on record, like, go and get whatever you want tattooed on your body. Obviously, it's a decision you should make on your own. But I'm just saying, for me, it was just so funny because that's just how it ended up turning out. I made this decision that I wanted something, and then the meaning, like, for example, the meaning of the snake is like shedding old skin. It's shedding old parts of you and past parts of you in order to regenerate and move into and transition into a new being.
And that's constantly what I'm doing. That's constantly what we're all doing, right? But like in this season of my life, it's so prevalent that it's just like laughable, where so many things are dying. I'm cutting so many cords with people that used to be in my life or past relationships, and just things that I'm no longer are serving me. And I'm recognizing that. And then I'm stepping into this whole new era of Tiffany, and I'm stepping into this whole new like regeneration of who I get to be, and this entire spiritual awakening that I've been having that a lot of you know about, which is crazy. And I didn't think that or know that at the time when I got the tattoo. I just wanted it. And then the same thing for the dragon. The dragon, I have this like spirit animal book around here, but the dragon was also something that was like a very fierce leader and protector, and some other things that I really wish I had like better memory so I can remember. But then also the same thing with the peony, where there were so many things about like in peony unfolding. I actually pulled a card this morning that I posted on my story, the courageous peony, that just, again, unfolded. And the reason that I bring all of this up is to not talk about my tattoos for 10 minutes, but to say that sometimes you make decisions that don't always make sense right away. I think that we make decisions before we're ready, right? Because we're taught our entire lives to listen to logic and to listen to the facts and to listen to all of these things that are concrete, right? My dad, he's in like a risk management firm. He's also a CPA. So he's very big on like data and numbers and calculating all the risk factors. And when I tell him I just make intuitive decisions and I just go with my gut feeling, he's like, what? So, and it's just like, it's so funny because I think that it's interesting to have that dynamic where he's very open-minded and I'm very open-minded. And so I get to share a lot of the ways that I've built my business, and he shares, and we get to talk about business in general. And he's very intrigued by a lot of the things that I do because it's also not the way that things have been done. And so I find him taking notes on what I do, and I take notes on what he does as well. So yeah, I just found it incredible. And I think that that's how we make a lot of decisions, especially when you're co-creating with the universe. You are not in charge of every single thing. You are, in a lot of ways, surrendering, right? It isn't always your will. It is being able to submit to thy will of the universe, and however the energies move your business and move you. And you allow that because you know that you don't know it all, right? And I think that when we start our businesses, there has to be this level of, first of all, audacity to build a business to begin with, but also know that you do not need to have it all figured out and it all making sense. The sense and the meaning will come later. Sometimes much later. And there doesn't always need to be this perfect laid out plan, in the sense where first I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to launch that, and then I'm going to talk about this, and then I'm going to post this. You, in a way that's aligned to you and that is intuitive to you and feels good to you, you allow yourself to kind of throw that out the window, and you allow yourself to be led by the spirit of your business, and you get to allow yourself to surrender to the bigger flow and the bigger vision that you get to be a part of, but you are not controlling it. Does this make sense? And I think that when you operate in that way, where you recognize your business is a living, breathing entity just like you are, you release everything you need to do and all of the should do's and have to's of building a business in this very scarcity wounded masculine tactic, where we see, I know you see this in other coaches, and you know, so many come to mind that I'm not just thinking about one person, but it's everywhere. You open up the app and it's, you got to post at this certain time to get the most engagement and the most traffic. So make sure you do that, right? Make sure that you're staying consistent. What does consistency even fucking mean? And so I think that when you are operating in that very wounded masculine of I have to blank in order to get blank, rather than I allow my energy to be the most important thing that I protect. And when I come from that energy, when I come from this embodied state of being and I take inspired action, the results get to be a determination of who I was being in that moment. The results is determined by the state of being that you were being in that moment. And I think that it's important to remember that, because I think that so many of us can get sucked into this vortex of logic and looking at reasoning and looking at risk factors and looking at all of these different things that we have to account for when building a business, when launching a product, when putting yourself out there, that you can allow yourself to defy all logic and listen to an intuitive decision and allow yourself to be intuitively led in making decisions in your business. And I think that it's such a different way of approaching things, but I think it's a way of approaching things that gets to be very personal. So this never looks the same for any two people. This never looks the same for any two entrepreneurs or a group of entrepreneurs. And I think that that's how it needs to be. I think that we need to be shifting into this paradigm of coaching that is no longer this one size fits all strategy where everyone's listening to logic and reasoning and data and all of these different things that we are just flooding our minds with in the way that we have to show up and the things that we need to do, and these insane ideals that we get sucked into that don't even serve us, and yet we do them because we think it's the only way we can be successful. So we get really stuck on looking at it in this one way and constricting that flow of energy, like literally holding on to it so tightly so that energy isn't even able to flow through in the way that it's meant to flow, because we are sitting here thinking that we are in control and that we need to be in charge of everything, and then we end up micromanaging the universe. Stop micromanaging the universe. And the more that you are able to release and flow and receive and surrender, the more, first of all, you get downloads and you are a clear channel for what you want to build with the universe and with your business. Imagine being in a relationship, or imagine being in a friendship where you are just taking charge all the time and you are the one calling the shots all the time. It wouldn't be a very happy relationship. It wouldn't be a very fun partnership. Nobody would want to work with somebody that is constantly taking charge and not sitting to listen and breathe or even take care of themselves, right? Nobody wants to work with a partner that is driving themselves to the ground because they know they're not creating the best work and showing up as their best, highest self in that way. Action is mandatory, but it needs to be coming from an embodied place, okay? Action is mandatory, but do not just take action for the sake of I need to take action or I have to do this. Check in with yourself and ask yourself where this is coming from. Is this action coming from a place of intuitive messaging and downloads and feeling so lit up that you couldn't imagine doing anything else? Or is it this fear and scarcity of if I don't do this, then I'm going to lose this? Or I have to do this and I have to post this and I have to launch this program because somebody else is doing it, or I saw somebody else launch this and offer this, so now I have to do it, or I'm going to fall behind. And what is that going to say about me? What is that going to mean about me, right? It's this very panicky, ego, anxious, heart racing, sweating, like I'm getting overwhelmed just thinking about it because I know when it comes up for me. And I have to stop myself. And it's okay that this comes up for you. It doesn't mean that if it comes up for you, there's something wrong with you or you are lacking in any sort of way. You're a human being. You're a human being. But this also means that you do have to take a look at, is this serving me? And is this something that I want to activate? Do I want to activate a program and create this post or create whatever it is, put something out there with this energy of fear and scarcity, and I'm going to fall behind, or FOMO, or all of the wounded masculine things of I'm not going to get enough signups. I need this many clients. What is this making it mean about me? It all comes down to, what does this mean about me? And if you can figure out what that is and pinpoint it to where you've felt that in your past, that's how it ends up coming back up over and over again. And until you heal it at the root and you know that you are worthy regardless, that you know that you are worthy with or without the clients, with or without the money, that you are a good coach and you are a good business owner, and that you are successful without the monetary value, without 10 million clients working with you, without social proof, without testimonials, that you know in your heart of hearts that what you are doing is shifting the world and raising the vibration of the conscious collective, that you know that you are so in love with what you do that it doesn't matter. That is when you book your aligned clients. That is when you show up and you have the most magnetic, potent energy that people want to be a part of, because how could they not? How could they not? Because it isn't someone doesn't sign with you and then you go, oh no, what did I do wrong? Oh God, like, what am I going to do? I expected that money coming in. It is someone doesn't sign with you and you go, oh no, they missed out on a transformation of a lifetime. And maybe it wasn't aligned for them and hopefully they find it somewhere else, but man, they missed out, right? That's a completely different energy. And I think if you're able to look at it in that way, you get to build an activated business that serves everybody because it is so in alignment with everybody around you. It is so in alignment with everything that you are meant to build. You're co-creating with the spirit of your business. And it gets to be a beautiful journey that, if you are open to it, will guide you in the direction you need to go. And I think that's what building an activated business and listening to your spirit guides and listening to the spirit of your business gets to be. You get to listen to your business and you get to channel what your business wants to speak through you and to you in a much more clear way, rather than it being your will and what you want and the things that you see fit. You're able to surrender to the spirit of your business. You're able to surrender to the will of the universe. You're able to surrender and know that everything is going to turn out okay. And I think that a lot of people think that their intuition is always just going to lead them into the path that they want. Your intuition is going to lead you towards your highest self and your highest way of being and living. Sometimes that means not getting what you want. Sometimes your intuition will lead you into a certain occurrence, experience, circumstance where you don't get what you want, in order for you to learn something, in order for you to get something out of that experience, to then attract and know what to attract or know what to do in order to be in your highest circumstance, in order to be in your highest level of self and being and living. And I think also that when you are listening to the spirit of your business and you are listening to intuitively led decisions and notions and ideals, you're able to put things out there and create without worrying about, oh my goodness, I'm going to put this out there, but how many people are going to sign up? And what does this look like? And what are people going to think if nobody signs up? And what if I don't make any money from this? Or what if everybody laughs at me? Or what if this was a huge mistake? You get to put all of that aside because you know that at the end of the day, you were called to create this. So however many people sign up, however many people end up in that sacred container that you're guiding or that you're facilitating or that you are a part of, those are the people that are meant to be in it. Those are the people that are meant to be inside. Those are the people that are excited to be there. I'm launching an academy in a couple of weeks that I'm sharing some details about this week So stay tuned for that. But I am so excited to allow in the people that are just as excited as I am about it. And this will exclude the people that are not ready. These will exclude the people that are not ready to make that investment, which is a multi-4-figure investment. This will exclude the people that are not willing to be committed enough to do the work and actually build the business of their dreams, right? Maybe they'll join in next time. Maybe, I don't know, it's something that they need to kind of work on their own before they get to that place. But I want it to be so aligned. I don't want my goal isn't as many people as possible so I can make as much money as possible. No, it is, I want to make sure the most aligned people get to be a part of this incredible program so that they can activate the business of their dreams. The ones who are committed and ready and called, they will know. They will know that this is for them. And if it's not, then it's not. And that's okay. That's okay. I am not in the business of trying to convince people that they need to be a part of my programs if they don't need to be, right? I'm sure that there are people that follow me that will never invest in my programs or my courses, and they simply just enjoy, I don't know, listening to me ramble, or my tips are serving them in some sort of way. But I know at the end of the day, I'm not making it mean something about me or the lack thereof. I am not making it mean that I am a successful or non-successful coach. I am not making it mean that there is something wrong with me or that I'm lacking, because I'm coming from this very intuitive place. And if this means that I am calling in a lesser but more potent and sacred high vibe community of people, then that gets to be it. And that is going to be the thing that I protect with everything, every fiber of my being, because I also want the people in this container to support one another and to be accountability partners with one another and to be able to do this together. And if there are people in there that aren't ready, that for whatever reason are in there and they're not committed to the process, it's also not going to be for the betterment of everybody inside the academy either, right? It's not going to serve everybody. So that's the difference between ideal clients and aligned clients. And I teach aligned clients and attracting your aligned community, because those are the people that are at a 10 out of 10. Those are the people that need the least amount of hand holding. These are the people that take responsibility 100% of the time. These are the people that will show up for you. And when you're listening to the spirit of your business and you're listening to aligned intuitive decisions, you get to call in those people, and you also get to say no to people. When you're a coach, you don't take on every single person that comes to you. In the beginning, that can feel like it's the only reality in the world, where if someone's coming to you, like, God forbid you say no, right? And I think in the beginning it's different because you're also building up experience and you're, getting your feet wet and you're discovering what it is that your secret sauce is and what you want to build and create and expand into. And so I think that there are some mistakes that have to be made that aren't really mistakes at all. But I think that it's important to be able to listen to the spirit of your business and what it's sharing with you and what it's telling you. And the more that you do that, the more you're able to make aligned decisions that aren't just based out of fear and scarcity and taking everybody in, regardless if they're aligned or not, just because you need the money or you need the social proof or you need the testimonials or you need it to, again, make it mean something about you. So if you're taking anything away from this live, ask yourself, what does the spirit of your business look like? Is there a name? Are there pronouns? Are there certain ways that you want to envision your business? What does that look like for you? And are you sitting with this? And are you sitting with your business and the spirit of your business in a way where you are listening to what it has to say, what she has to say, what he has to say? What does that look like? And then you start to take inspired action from that embodied place. And also, if you're wondering what masculine or wounded tactics that you're creating inside your business right now, just look at a bit of what you've been doing so far. Look at some of the tactics that you have been operating in, and also what emotions What emotions has come up for you? Where is it driven from? Is it in a place from fear and scarcity and lack? Or is it abundance and trusting and surrendering and knowing? Because there is a very distinct difference. And once you start looking at it and sitting with it and asking yourself questions, it gets to be a co-creative process, and you get to release a lot of the control that you were holding on to in order to go with the flow of your business and allow it to lead you and guide you rather than you micromanaging all the pieces and then burning out from exhaustion every single day. Because trust me, there's a difference. And that's why I built the academy that's launching in a couple of weeks, is because I want everyone to have an activated business, a fully activated business where you are listening to your business and you are making these intuitive decisions and you're showing up in integrity and you're creating dynamics in coaching, consulting, and service-based offers and programs as an entrepreneur or a mentor or a guide or whatever you teach or coach on, where it isn't domineering and it isn't hierarchical, and you are leading with love and you're leading with integrity, and that the coach-client relationship is equal, and that you are holding this energetic space for your clients to get in what they need from that space, that you're not telling them what to do. And you're not telling them how to live their life. They're coming to you and they're discovering it through you because the spirit of your business has guided you to do so. And that the meaning of who you are and the success of you as a coach, it's not up to you to determine their results. It's up to them, right? So I'm excited for the launch of the academy. You're probably going to hear me dancing and screaming and crying all week because I'm going to be announcing a couple of things, but I'm fucking stoked. It is going to be, I can't even find the word for it. I'm creating a montage of from the moment I recorded a video, from the moment I got the idea, it's when I got the logo back and the sales page and hiring my team, putting together the modules, launch day. I'm just going to put a whole video together and post it. So yeah, I'm excited. All right. Well, thank you to everyone who joined me. Have a beautiful rest of your day and rest of this week. And I'm sending you all so much love and positive energies. And if you are putting in some masculine action and work, that it comes from a beautiful, embodied, inspired place in order to breathe your business to life. Mwah. Love you all so much. Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe. If this episode resonated with you, please take a screenshot, share it on your Instagram stories, and tag me at tiffanychung.co. I truly appreciate interacting with every one of you. Catch you all on the next one.